Lara Croft makes a comeback to the video game industry after the 2008 Tomb Raider Underworld. This time, with Tomb Raider, the series gets a reboot when a young and unexperienced Lara goes in search of the lost mythical Yamatai kingdom. Is this a better direction for the franchise? Lara Croft joins the crew of the Endurance in search of Yamatai, a lost Asian kingdom first referred in Chinese accounts, and its location remains to be discovered. Archaeologists and historians suppose it was located somewhere in what is now known as the territory of Japan. In Tomb Raider, the mythical kingdom of Queen Himiko is located in the Dragon Triangle, a sea area between Japan and Taiwan known for its missing ships and planes. Everyone talked about how the Uncharted series and its main character Nathan Drake were influenced by Tomb Raider when the first Naughty Dog Uncharted game came out in the holiday of 2007. So, in 2013, it was time for the influence to turn back around, and Nathan Drake influenced Lara Croft's adventures and misfortunes. And why do I talk about misfortunes? Well, because Tomb Raider might as well have the subtitle Lara Croft in a series of unfortunate events. If you thought Nathan Drake was an unlucky guy, wait until you see what happens to Lara in Tomb Raider. Extrapolate the Uncharted misfortunes, and you'll get a female archaeologist who's constantly falling, getting herself injured and shot at. There would be no life insurance that could cover this record of recklessness. And I'm not talking about the game over cinematics. Those, on the other hand, are as hardcore as a fatality. Sometimes you can hear the finisher in your mind. Lara Croft as an archaeologist couldn't be any less believable. And that is where Nathan Drake wins as a character, when both are doing pretty much the same thing when they investigate mysterious locations. However, Drake always identified himself as a treasure or bounty hunter, and never ever did he mention himself as an archaeologist. If you are destroying, pillaging, and you don't even show a little respect for what you discover, then, dear Lara, you are not an archaeologist in the making. You weren't in 1996, and you still aren't in 2013. If the series took a reboot, maybe they could have rebooted that also. If you're an archaeologist, please take a picture of an object in its context before you put it in your pocket. Destroying archaeological sites must be a cultural crime even in your universe. Excuse my rather emotional outburst, but that is how I felt about this character for a long time. I usually like the games, but if you're raiding a tomb, you can't be practicing archaeology. Nonetheless, on a gamer's point of view, this year's reboot of Tomb Raider is a pretty enjoyable ride and has a decent length for what it offers. The multiplayer doesn't bring anything new. The environment and character models look pretty good, and the sound is good, except for the crickets that sound like a car alarm. The enemy numbers sometimes rise above what could be expected, and the story has its flaws, as the character grows from being an innocent girl into a cold-blooded killer in less than 5 minutes. It's worth a try, just don't expect to be tomb raiding that much, since most of the tombs are small bonus parts.